All right, the recording has started. The tool I'm going to be talking about is called Loom. I am curious, has anybody used Loom before?
I haven't. It's Vanessa speaking.
The
Hey.
chat, has anybody used it before?
Nope.
All right. So the plan for today is really to look at some of the simple screen recording options, just to make sure that we've covered all of our bases. If you want to start off just using a simple screen recording tool, I will talk briefly about what those are. And then we're going to look at Loom. Why should we consider using it as opposed to the other options? And then I will attempt to do a live demo of Loom. And that will be very interesting because it's a screen recording tool. So I'm essentially going to be sharing my screen online with all of you while simultaneously trying to record my screen. So something we have not done before, but as you know, the kind of theme throughout today and the theme for the next few weeks is going to be failing forward. So if things don't go according to plan, I hope you can just bear with me. And then there will be time for questions at the end. So if you have a Mac device, chances are you've used Quicktime Player. Quicktime Player is the free available tool on every single Mac. If you press the command key on the keyboard and spacebar, and you type in Quicktime Player, you can pull that up. And if you go to File, New Screen Recording, you can record your screen. So that's definitely the easiest way to get started screen recording and creating a video that you could share with your students. It's very easy to use. It's available on every device. It saves the file to your computer. So then you need to do or take the additional step of uploading that video file onto the platform that your students are going to be using. So if you're using Seesaw, you would take that video and you would upload it onto Seesaw so your students could view it. If you have a Windows computer, there's also a built-in tool. You access it by pressing Windows key G. So for those of you that have a Windows device, I know there are some of you out there, you can go ahead and try that. Very similar in many ways. It will save the file locally to your computer. So you're probably wondering, if you have these tools already available, they're free, they're already on my computer, why would I bother with getting something else? So I'm going to walk you through what the pros are of Loom. I recently discovered Loom myself. I know there's some people that have been using it for a while, but I discovered it when I was doing more research the past week on virtual learning. And I came across an article from the Global Online Academy where they talked about being a content curator and not a content dumper. And I think that Justin in the previous session talked about that, about not overloading our students with 6 hours in front of your screen and then answer these questions and show your comprehension. Instead, making sure that if we are going to be giving videos to the students, that we are being mindful and we are curating content. And so Loom will allow us to do that in a very interesting way. One of the great things about Loom is that there are multiple ways to record your screen. And one of my favorite features, and you've noticed this if you saw any of the YouTube videos that I've put out, is you can have your webcam overlaid onto your screen as you're recording. So it lets your students see you talking while you are showing them what to do with your screen recording. Whenever you click anywhere on the screen while you're recording, there's going to be a visual indicator of where your mouse is. Very useful when you're trying to have students follow along with complex steps or how to access specific documents. There are annotation and drawing tools. It is very easy to use. They've released a whole bunch of pro features that were previously paid features for free to schools in response to COVID-19. It also automatically uploads the videos onto a cloud server. What that means is you don't have to worry about your screen recordings taking up space on your computer. And I know that many of us struggle with trying to ensure that our devices have enough free space, and video recordings can be really heavy. So instead, as soon as you stop the recording, it immediately uploads that to a cloud server. And I'm going to show you what that dashboard looks like. So with that being said, we're going to try this now. I'm going to try to walk you through the steps of how to log into Loom, how to download it, and how to use it. If this doesn't work, there is a video tutorial, and I'll show you. I think many of you have already subscribed to our YouTube channel right here. But if you go to the YouTube channel, there's a 4.5-minute long video called Screen Recording with Loom. So if this doesn't work, then that's the best place for you to go to get some help. So what I'm going to do, and you can follow along with these steps if you like, is go to loom.com. You're going to go to sign in. And you are going to sign in with Google. And you are going to use your ASB email address. I have to authorize this because I have two-step verification. But once I am signed in, it's going to take me to my Loom dashboard. All right. When you're signing into Loom for the first time, it's going to show you a slightly different screen because it's going to ask you if you want to download the desktop version for your computer, or you want to use the Chrome extension. It might have some tutorials that pop up on your screen. But what you see here, and this is what I was talking about, how it uploads videos to your cloud storage, is all of my screen recordings are saved and connected to my login here on Loom. And I want to just show you what it looks like to actually try to do a screen recording. So I'm going to go to download this desktop application. You can download it for Mac or for PC. Right now, I'm running a Windows computer, so I would choose the PC option. Since I already have it installed, I'm just going to launch the application. All right, let's see how this works. Let's see how my computer handles it. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to temporarily turn off my webcam, and I'm going to relaunch the application. Okay. Are you still able to see my screen? Just say
Yes.
yes. Okay.
Yes.
So right now you're looking at my desktop, and do you see my little video down at the bottom here? Are you able to see my little version of me?
Yep. Yes. We can see you.
Perfect. So the only window that I'm not viewing right now is the window for me to actually start my recording. So let me just see if I can find that somewhere. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't see it popping up. But basically, the Loom interface looks like this. There would normally be a window that would appear that would let me to basically start the recording. But like I said, down at the bottom left, there's a little option here where I can show my video screen from my webcam. I can make this smaller. I can make it larger. And I can actually move this wherever I want on the screen. And again, this is important. So when you're creating short videos showing students how to do something on your device, you're actually able to show them a video of you too, to keep that connection. If you are someone who doesn't like to be seen in videos, you can also press on an icon and to turn on your Google profile picture instead. And you can upload any photo that you want there. Unfortunately, because I can't actually, it won't let me do a recording right now because I am already sharing my screen through Google Meet. I'm not able to show you a live demonstration of the tool. So what I would instead ask you to do, since we do have some time, is I want you to, I'm going to just pause. I'm going to take like a few minutes time out here from sharing my screen and just answer some questions now. And I would encourage everyone to take this opportunity to go and sign up for Loom if you're interested in using it, and take a look at some of the instructions there of how to get started with Loom, how to download it, just so that, you know, the only way we can really have accurate questions of how to use something like this is when you actually play around with it a little bit. So I've turned off my screen sharing and I'm turning my video back on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pause. So it's 12:12 now until 12:17. I'm not going to be doing anything but answering questions. And then I'm going to wrap up by showing you what the video editor looks like and the cloud storage. Toby, that's a great question. As far as I know, there is not a limit to how long the videos can be. However, with that being said, when you're doing something like screen recording, you don't want the videos to be too long. I think that was kind of the idea of that article talking about being a curator. If you're going to be sharing a video, if you can make a 15-minute video, a 5-minute video, you want to do that because you want to limit the amount of time the students are spending watching it, and instead you want them to be able to follow along and to do it. That's a good question. Does anybody else have any questions about what they've seen so far before I show you what the editor looks like? Yeah, I would suggest you have students use it too. If they use Google Sign-In, then they can, yeah, then they can connect their ASB account and then get access to the free versions. So Marla, the reason why it's asking you for permissions is because you need to give Loom access to your webcam and to your screen. So you are going to have to follow the steps and go into accessibility and to enable that. But if you've gone to the official website and you're downloading it from loom.com, you don't need to worry about anything malicious affecting your computer. This is a widely used tool by educational organizations and professional organizations. But yeah, to answer that again, Toby, I think for TOK presentations, to be able to share your screen, to be able to also see the presenter talking is invaluable. If you cannot hear me, Mina, you might have muted me, possibly, or you muted your audio. If you are having problems, yeah, you got it. Okay. Like I said, there's a Chrome extension as well if you want to have it available just inside of Chrome, but it's going to have limited features. So I do recommend downloading the version for either Mac or for Windows for your computer. I'm going to give you, again, a little under 2 minutes, and then I'm going to show you what the editor looks like and some of the settings once you've created a screen recording and it gets uploaded to their cloud. So for security and privacy settings, are you talking about when you are trying to install the software, Casey? Yeah, there should be instructions. If you're downloading it from Mac, it should tell you that where you have to go. Like you have to open up your settings on your Mac. You have to go to, I think it's accessibility, and you have to enable certain permissions in there. When you are installing it, there should be a window that accompanies the steps that kind of tells you what you have to do. Okay. Yeah, Mina, I do recommend you download the app. And I'm going to show you now. I've shared my screen again. You should be able to see what I've done is I've opened up a video that I created using Loom that was saved to my to this tab over here, this My Videos tab. So like I said, as soon as you stop the recording on Loom, it will immediately open up a internet browser window and it will begin uploading and processing the video for you so that it saves here to My Videos. And it will give you a notification when that's done. Now, one of the things I really like about this, besides the fact that it doesn't take up storage on your device, is it's really easy to share these videos now that they've been created. So if you look over here, you can send your video simply by copying this link. And once you've copied the link, that means that anyone you send the link to will be able to view your video. They can watch the video at 1x speed all the way up to 2x speed. They can react to your video and they can even post comments in your video as well. And if you want to increase the privacy, so if for whatever reason you wanted to add a password, you could add a password so that it's password protected. You could invite specific people by adding their email address. So you can see that I added Mario Fishery here to take a look at the video I made about using Google Meet. You can go in and modify some of the settings over here. You can trim your video, and this is really important because it saves us a step of having to use an additional tool to trim up our videos. So if I click on trim, right, then I can actually start trimming, and I can select just parts of this video that I want to keep, and I could remove other parts. You can upload a custom thumbnail, which I've done here, right? I uploaded this custom thumbnail to this video. And you can, at the end, you can put what they call a call to action, which is what you normally see on YouTube videos. That can be a link to anything. So at the end of watching the video of you demonstrating how to do something on your computer, you can provide a link so that your students can click on the link, and maybe it's a Google form. So once they finish watching the video, it takes them to a Google form with a series of questions checking for their comprehension. And you can make all of that embedded inside so that it's easier for the students to navigate. So they're not watching the video, then looking somewhere else where you've posted the link. So that pretty much wraps up the tutorial for using this tool. I do recommend that if you're having any issues with getting it installed and you do want to try it out, get in touch with it@asbindia.org, or go ahead and just watch that YouTube tutorial that I put up, because in that you will see me actually creating a new recording, which is the one thing that unfortunately I couldn't share with you today. Yeah, so Lachelle, it will say that you have 14 days, but that's going to be extended indefinitely, because what they do is they need to just confirm your educational email address. Yeah, there you go, until July 1st in response to COVID-19. Are there any questions? All right. On that note, if you do have further questions, I think you should try it out, play around with it a little bit. Feel free to get in touch with me directly if you want some advice specifically just on how to use Loom. And I will say that all of the videos that I will be putting up showing you how to do something on the computer, those are all going to be recorded using Loom. Thank you so much for taking some time to learn about something new. Next up on our schedule, we will be having a divisional, right? So we're going to have 2 sessions happening simultaneously. And that's going to be Toby taking the lead on Power School for middle school, starting at 12:45. And then we're going to have Silky at 12:45 talking about Seesaw home learning for elementary school. So high school teachers, you can take a break. And I do hope to see you coming back at 1:30. I want to get as many people as possible there for the last session of the day. We'll be listening to Caleroy give us some tips on how to get started with professional social media accounts. And again, cannot stress this enough. Being connected, reaching out to people all over the world, and learning from them is going to be just fantastic. So please, if you've not gotten into social media professionally before, you're a little reluctant, now is the time. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop the recording now. I appreciate everyone who joined me today.